Welcome to Marriage Misfits. I am Deb.
And my name is Kenny.
And we're the Joneses.
We are the Joneses.
Yes, we are. And so this week we have been very busy.
Very busy.
Very busy. We put into practice what we were going to be talking about this week, which is...
Well, last week we kind of left off saying like, the question was asked, how do we lead through change? Yeah. Because change is the only one of the constants that is in our family life. It's constantly changing. And so
for real.
How do we do that as a husband and wife?
Yeah.
Maybe you're a single mom or a single dad. Like, how do you lead your family through change?
Yeah. And one of them we feel is great for our family that we have actually adopted for us is to help other people.
Putting others first.
Is to look outside of ourselves, because when we just focus on ourselves, it gets very narrow and it can get murky in there, And so if we help in the season, helping other people, it takes us outside of ourselves. It takes us outside of even the norm or the tensions that we are feeling every day. And so by doing that, we actually added another human to our clan. Just for the week.
Just for the week.
Just for the week. Yeah, not forever, amen. But just for the week. Yeah, and so again, what that does, it actually allows us to help another human in their time of need, and it actually brings a little bit like a spice in our family.
Yeah.
Like it really helps to go. I don't know, see things in a different eye, like let's go to the beach and let's go downtown and of course being safe and it all.
Sure.
But still, right?
Well, what happens is during this time of the season, there's very little control, I think, that we're finding out. Like there are some things that we can control, but there's others that we can't. And those things that we can't control, when we try to control them, again, anxiety, depression, lonely, sad, I mean, you name it. I mean, we can spiral down very quickly. And so when we step outside, like Deb said, when we step outside of ourselves, I think we lose the sense or the need to want to control that, because now our attention is focused on others.
Yeah.
And so like Deb said, we've done that. We've been doing it, and this is not a pat on our back.
Yeah,
it's just a rhythm that we've put in our family, and it's been in our family for a while. And so that's why we thought we would share, because this is helping us in this time in this season. Yeah,
and it was really wonderful too is that with our kids, because our kids are super confined, right?
Yeah.
And so it actually gave them something.
Absolutely.
Not to live for, but it gave them something to pay attention to pour into, to actually be a kid and feel connected, And so how beautiful is that, right? So we have a friend that we've known since she was 15, and she's now in her young 40s. And
which is weird because like we were probably only 12 at the time.
No, maybe we're 18. Yeah. No, we're like 21. And
don't do the math.
Anyways, and so again, she has 7 kids, so she definitely has surpassed the Joneses,
Don't keep up with the Joneses. She's crazy.
And so she is on the pecking order of her family, kid number 2. And so she moved out to California to hopefully
go to college.
Yes.
Yeah. But she's 19. So
yeah, long story short, mom's like, look, my daughter's not, she's missing family, right? And so she's missing that community of family. Is there any way that you guys can get her, pick her up, connect with her?
So going from like a family of 9 with 6 other
3
siblings.
dogs and a bird.
And they're building a pen place or whatever. Yeah, it's like a
Awesome.
farm. It's like Dr. Doolittle or something like that. Anyways.
I want one.
No.
I want
Okay. But so going from that to, like she's got a roommate in Northern California, I mean, that's a huge change.
Totally changed. She does have a boyfriend too, but still, it's the family.
Yeah.
It's something, that rhythm of being in a family, especially a big family. It's always loud. There's always motion. There's always movement. And when you go from not having that, that's a drastic change, you know?
And our family's loud. Anyway.
Just a little. All right, so our son Trey drove up to get her, a 4-hour drive, and he was even actually able to spend some time with his friends, a day, Social distancing, of course, as well, but still, even for him, just to get out and to see his friends that he hadn't seen in a while,
That's true.
was so needed, right? Emotionally, such a need. So she stayed with us for a whole week.
Yep.
It was beautiful. We got to take her to the beach, and just again, it's to focus on not just ourselves, but how do we show love to someone else? How do we give kindness to someone else? Even being in our home, there's a sense of, what can I do for you? What would you like to have to eat? What do you want to do? And it helps us take us out of just what we think of, how can I take care of me, and to really love on somebody else that really needs it at that time, And just being with us for a whole week, and then driving her back 4 hours later, and being able to stop in Santa Cruz and just enjoying the journey, even going back, right?
Sure. Yeah, no, it was cool because, again, you took 4 hours there and 4 hours back, but that was a 12-hour day,
It took all day.
It took all day.
And I think even like in that, because everybody knows that grandma's at home and she needs help, and our son stepped into the plate, man.
Yep.
Trey was the bomb. He
stayed at home with.
He served his grandma.
Yep.
He stayed there, sat next to her all day, and he fed her breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And
pretty cool.
It was really sweet. And even my parents, hung out, and Dad bought some food so he didn't have to cook. And again, it's how do we create spaces in our family in this time to even serve each other? Right? Because servanthood is not just about looking outside our home, which is so important, but even in our home, if there's ways that we can actually love on other people in our home, it stretches us emotionally, and I think it's really important.
Well, and again, it's something that we've kind of introduced, to our family. Like what you said, 100% correct. Serving others isn't necessarily just everyone outside of your home. Like, we need to learn how to serve each other as well.
Yeah.
Again, I think that helps us take our minds off of, take our thoughts off of, take our emotions off of some of the things that are kind of eating away at us. And here's a cool thing. When we serve others, whether it's your family or whether it's people outside that you don't know, like, something happens.
Yeah.
There's joy. What did you say? We were talking about earlier. Like,
I forget, right?
You rejuvenate it.
Yeah, you are. Like, as you pour out, you get poured into, and you get refreshed yourself, you know? You get a sense of purpose.
Yeah. And
don't,
right? And right.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of what we need right now? Like, not only do we get to instill hope into other people, but in return, it's a transaction, and it's not a, like a monetary thing where, it's all done and over, but it's significant. It's healthy.
Yeah.
And so what's not healthy is when we just get so myopic and internal, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, then we're just here.
Yeah.
And the world is so much bigger. There's family, there's people that, are feeling the way you're feeling, or even feeling worse. And sometimes when we can break out of that dip in life, that hump that that we can't get over, and we can just kind of again, with the help of others, or just sometimes us going like, look, it's a mind shift. Like, I need to do this. I have to do this, not only for myself but the other people around us. And
most definitely.
I think it's cool.
I
think it's cool.
I don't want to be dead horse, so I'm not gonna say anything else.
No, it's cool.
Yeah, but again, if you're like, well, Deb, Kenny, like, that's great for you guys, but we can't because of our situation.
No,
so if you can't, and if you're just not physically able to, if you are just not at a place that you can even do anything for others, I think also but how can you? Like, there's other ways, even being confined and being alone, that we can write cards to people.
That's good, man.
We can actually, and it's really old school, but we can, and I think I've said this before, but it actually makes people feel like, oh my gosh, I was thought of,
Yeah.
And so even when we're confined, there are, I'm sure, so many ways that you can still look outside of yourself and to help other people.
That letter writing is a good thing. Like, here's the deal. Like, here's a question, and it's rhetorical because you can't answer me. When was the last time you went to the mailbox and actually received a letter
Just
or a
because.
postcard just because in the mail from someone?
Just someone said, I'm thinking about you.
So I think that is a great option for people that physically can't get up, either because of disability or because of COVID, and they're high risk, that they can actually go and like be hope, you know what I'm saying, to someone, and put others first. That's good job. That's awesome, dude.
You know, again, it's how do we lead our family? How do we lead even each other and help each other through all the different scenarios and I don't know, dips of this life? Being, how do we stay fluid? How do we give out so it can be poured back in, and we can again have a sense of purpose, that we're not just all just in a standstill waiting.
We're not stagnant.
Yeah.
Well, another way is too, and I think I alluded to it last week, is, you know, one other thing that we did last week was we at our church, you know, we feed families. So we come to church, we buy food, we put boxes together, we invite people to come and help us, and it's something that we've really wanted to do, but, you know, we kind of haven't, you know, in other places that we've, you know, been. And so Trey, once again, you know, has kind of stepped up. He is, you know, they're all good.
Yeah.
Most of them.
For sure.
No, that's okay. But Trey came and he's been helping, you know, kind of with that, you know, ministry. And so they needed help. And so, you know, I'm not saying that our kids are like anti or whatever, but I invited them to come and help, you know?
Yeah, they're younger.
Yeah, and so, you know, maybe some a little reluctant, others, you know, a little bit more, you know, I want to do that. But the young lady that was with us for the week, she also came. And so sometimes leading is like, hey, get up, we're going to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's the, it's not necessarily an invitation. Sometimes leading looks like telling our kids what to do.
You're going to do this.
You're going to do it. Because
you're going to serve people.
How many times have you been in this situation? We've seen it tons of times, right? Where, you know, we've told our kids what they had to do, and they complained and moaned and bitched about it all the way through.
Yeah.
And at the end of it,
they were so grateful. They were like, oh my gosh, I felt so useful. I felt like I actually, you know, made a difference in someone's life. And they're so filled. And of course they forget.
And you got to do it again.
To remind them. You know, but even for us, you know, and just because Kenny, he's a pastor, and ministry is just a part of what we do. But it doesn't stop there. No. You know, like we tell our kids all the time, you know, we love people. We do for others because that's what we're supposed to do.
It's the right thing to do.
As a human being, we're better people when we love. And love is action. Love is doing something forward for someone. And it's not getting the kickback, you know? It's just doing. It's just giving out. And so regardless of, you know, I would encourage you, regardless of your title or not, or what you do in your life, we all are, what is the word? We're a level of influence, all of us, and we have our own little worlds that we live in, right? And we all have a level of influence of what we do for other people and how we respond to other people. And I think it's just really important that we lead out and lead in an action in doing.
Yeah. And so, like Deb said earlier too, like for those of you physically can, like, go out and do it. Like, talk to your family, to get your kids, your wife, or whoever you live with, whoever your family is, go, hey, like, this sucks. I mean, let's just be honest, this sucks, but what can we do to break the monotony of pandemic, COVID-19, sheltered in place, quarantine, whatever? What can we do to break the rhythm? And lead the conversation. Mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, uncle, aunt, Thea, Theo, whoever it is, whoever's the leader, the head, you know, who's leading that family, like, lead the family and have that conversation and figure out something to do.
Yeah.
How do you go and you help others? And if you physically can, go. If you can't, man, write a letter, find random people. There's got to be a way.
Oh my gosh, even like writing on a piece of paper and putting in someone's car. You know, because we still have to go out to the grocery store, right? We still have to go out of the house.
That's creative right there.
You know, it's like your family is so unique and has such great, I don't know, everyone has a different mindset of what creativity means, And so lead with that. Have a family
Figure it out.
meeting
Yep.
and just go, how can we love our neighbors? How can we show acts of kindness right now? How can we lead out with compassion? Because I think in our world right now,
We need hope.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there's not been a lot of compassion. There's been a lot of like, if you don't do it like how I feel you should do it, man, people let you know. And it's really devastating.
It's divisive. It's been
Very
pretty
divisive, And so how can we lead in a different direction? How
Yeah.
can we change our world to be more compassionate, more about brother, sisterhood? That's serving.
Yeah.
That's doing for other people. That's showing compassion. That's leading with an action.
Yeah. And this is, I saw this on social media, and it was just, it was an equal sign, and it had the little greater thing, and then it had the division sign. So equality is greater than division. And so how do we show love, show compassion, and show people that we care rather than be divisive right now? Because I think that there's a lot of things, there's very few things that we cross hairs with and we're divided over, but there's a lot of other things that we need to feel love and feel compassion and feel purpose and feel hope. And so let's focus on this.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of focus on that.
Yeah, and I think too, we were talking about earlier is how, this is not a time if you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's some, you don't know all the I need help. Because even in leading, sometimes it looks like you're being served. Because that other person that is serving you is doing something, and you're actually allowing that space for them to do.
Yeah.
So if you are in need, tell someone. Say, hey, I need this.
Yeah. Now's not the time to be shamed in your situation or your circumstance. And that's great how you said it, because again, it's a healthy transaction. Like when we know or we're aware and we're able to say, articulate like where we're at in life, and it's a place of need. When we're able to do that, it allows other people to take action.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so if that's you, don't feel shame of where you're at.
That's right.
Rally the people around you.
That's right.
Raise your hand and go, man, I'm in a place where I need, and allow people. And our hope is that people respond, but allow people to respond in love and compassion and care and support to help you out.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of circle, you know what I'm saying, is such a beautiful thing to see happen and take place. But it takes us wanting to share and do for others. Yeah. And it takes others just going, this is what I need.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it, like Kenny said, it makes it a full circle. Yeah. It allows us to be the receiving and being the giver as well. Like we need that. There's different seasons in our lives that we are in both places,
100%.
And it makes us still like lead with humility, so we can have compassion for other people, and that still gives us a sense of purpose. I would say, like, my grandma right now, she's 97, and I'm her 24-hour caregiver, and she's like, I don't like that you have to help me. I don't like it that you have to serve me. You have to do for me. I don't like it. I'm the one that's done for other people. And my grandma, this is your season. Allow me to serve you. Yeah. Allow me to take care of you because I want to. Like, I have a sense of purpose to help her last days or years of her life, for her to feel that what she has done, she's done well, and to love on her and to give. So again, like I think it's just important, we feel it's important as humanity that we have both, and to allow both to occur.
So here's what we're gonna do. When you have those family conversations, whatever you figure out, whatever you decide to do as a family to go out and help others, could you just leave it in the comments? Just go, hey, we decided to do this. And whoever's peeking in or watching this stuff like that, if they're stuck, maybe they can see your comment and go, man, I could do that.
Yeah.
Or maybe you can't physically go out and go, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write cards, or I'm gonna leave post-it notes on people's cars. You know what I'm saying? Going,
Right.
You are loved, or whatever it is. Would you do that?
Or buy groceries for your neighbor and just drop off the gift card in the mailbox.
Just
Yeah.
ready? Do something.
Yeah.
And if you can't, if you're the family that's in need, would you speak up?
Yeah.
And would you call someone? There are organizations, I am sure, in your neighborhood. There are churches in your city that would love and that are ready, even in these uncertain times, that are ready and willing to reach out to you and help you out. And so, as we kind of conclude and sign off, how do we lead our family through these difficult times? Through change? It's serving others and allowing yourself, if you're in need, to be served.
That's right. That's one way.
That's one way. Next week we'll have something else and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yes.
So we're gonna sign off. I think that's it.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us and joining the conversation. And we hope that you are encouraged and that you, share with us what you're doing. Because I find myself, I can get stuck in just what we normally do.
Sure.
And so when other people have other ideas, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I want to do that. So let's all encourage each other in this journey of compassion and serving others and giving to others in this time.
Cool.
Yep.
See you guys next week.
All right, bye.